This is my review of the Seiko SSA231. This watch features a nice open heart design on the dial with some nice Roman numerals. So this is my first Seiko that I'm going to be reviewing on the channel. This is model SSA231. As you can see, this is the box it comes in. It's nice and blue, simple. I guess this is more known as the, mostly known as the automatic or classic open heart. It has a 41mm case. Let me get the specifications out of the way. It's a 41mm case, hardlex crystal, so not sapphire. This thing is supposed to MSRP at $450. They can be found at like $200. I can put a link on that in the description. The watch face, it has Roman numerals as the number markings. It has nice automatic, spells not automatic there in like cursive or italics. I'm going to say cursive. It's got a 24-hour time dialed as well. I kind of like that because it makes it really easy to set in the morning, or haven't worn it in a while. There's no guesswork in knowing whether it's AM or PM. You can just easily set the watch correctly there. No date. Which I'm okay with. Personally, I think they should ship more automatics without a date function, in my opinion. Because, I mean, unless you're wearing your watch every day, I don't think the date is that important. If you have a more extensive watch collection, then having the date is probably not as important because it's just something else to set. And if you're OCD like I am, I feel like I have to set the date when I put on a watch. So this one, I'm okay. I can just start wearing it immediately. As you can see, it comes in with this nice little pillow here. The buckle is marked with the Seiko branding there. It's got a nice polished case here. It's a nice rounded. This is a nice rounded crown here with no symbol or anything. It's just plain. It's a solid little watch. It's kind of dressy. I guess my only critique for being a dress watch, it's a little thick, on the thicker side. I will take some measurements and show you how thick it is, but it's not too thick. It's just, thicker than I would like to see for a dress watch. When I saw some original pictures when I was buying this watch, I thought the hands would be much bluer than they are. And most of the time, I mean, unless you shine the light just perfectly in them, you get a hint of blue, but they mostly look like dark blue or black. So if you're concerned with the blue color, then, it's not really that blue, and it looks a lot bluer in the pictures. But if you expect it to be very blue, then you might be turned off when you actually get the watch because it doesn't appear to be that light blue that you were expecting. The second hand has a nice arrow. Just very simple arrow. I guess these are sword hands or scissor hands. The hour and a minute. They look like sword hands to me. They almost look like diamond shape in a way. So that's kind of cool. You can see that the 9 o'clock Roman numeral is cut off by the open heart. But what can you do? I mean, the reason why what really struck me about this watch is I didn't have an open heart watch, so I wanted something relatively inexpensive that had that feature, and it is somewhat. I mean, if it is somewhat mesmerizing, you can kind of get lost in there. So I took the watch out of off the pillow just to get some measurements. So this is weight. So we're looking at 79 grams. Not terribly heavy at all. So it's a very, it has as far as the strap, it's a Seiko calf strap. I wouldn't say it's the nicest strap in the world, but it's fine. It's included. Some straps are almost as much as this watch by itself. Some of them way more. So it's not bad. It's very pliable, and as if you didn't get enough view of the movement from the front side, you also have the clear display back as well, which is also, I believe, Hardlex crystal, is same as the front. It's got a screw-off back, and I may be wrong, and I'll put the correct water resistance in the screen, but I believe it's 100. I'm going to say 50 to 100 meters, but I'll put it down in the screen. So let's take some measurements now that we are. I'm going to start with the case size here. So this is it's supposed to be 41-ish, 41. So I'm getting 40.4. So 40.5-ish. Let me take another one, maybe. Yeah, about 40.5. It's not quite 41. That's what the description said. So let's take some thickness. So if you're concerned, the 40, it's a little smaller than a 41. So let's get the thickness. They got a thickness of 12.7 millimeters. Let's get a lug to lug now that we're here. I'm gonna say lug to lug is about 40. Let's see. Lug to lug is about 45.5-ish. So it's not too big, so it doesn't wear that big, actually. It's actually quite nice. And let's get a strap size here. So we're coming in at 20 millimeters for this, if you ever want to replace the strap. So it's 20 millimeter strap. So overall, so the sweep is, I believe this watch runs at about 21,600 beats per hour. So it's not the most impressive sweep, but the good thing about that, these Seiko movements are known to be incredibly reliable. They can go, anecdotally, I've heard that, you can go between services of in excess of a decade due to, and a lot of that has to do with the slower sweep, the slower beats per hour of 21,000, which is, or 3 hertz. So it's, as far as setting time, it's super simple. You just pull it out. It's just, there's no date function. So it's incredibly easy to use. It does have hacking. So as you can see, the seconds hand did stop. So when I pulled out the crown, and there it's going again. As far as the design, it does have, there is some texture into the dial. Has like there's a nice texture here in the middle, and it looks like the dial, the white part of the dial kind of creeps up in the very back here. So it kind of plays with the, I don't know, it gives a little more dimensionality here, the dial, since the white kind of creeps up, and it's not like a nice polished sidewall here. It's kind of like white, so that gives you that, I don't know, it's kind of nice. There is kind of like a ridge here in the very middle. So there's like a right in the center circle before the numbers, the Roman numerals, there's like a ridge here, and there's also that texture that I was talking about. So it's a very nice dial. I wouldn't say it is the most refined. It's given the price, it's a very nice dial, and the fact, although I would, I guess my one complaint is that I wish the 24 hours. I wish the dial was somewhere else. I guess it's just hard. It might have been just better to have this either be an open heart or a 24-hour dial. They tried to pull off both, or it might be, it's a little too busy. That may be my one critique about this watch. I still find it interesting, and I do like the 24-hour dial, and I did want to, but now that I'm using it, there's a lot going on here. But yeah, well, I do like that it had some restraint. It didn't include a date as well, so they did do that. But yeah, overall, I really enjoyed using this watch. Given the price, I think it's a really nice little dress watch. And if you want if you want to have that nice view of the movement, you got that here. And and you got the the Seiko brand name and reliability to boot. So I think it's a solid watch. I really like this watch. So this is the first time you're watching my channel, welcome, it's good to have you. It would help the channel a lot if you could like and subscribe. That would be really great, and I'll see you in the next one.